Hi guys, how are you today? This is vlog number 2, and today we are going to be discussing Slimming World. What is Slimming World? How does it work? How much does it cost? A lot of these things, such as like Weight Watchers, Slimming World, these Herbalife things, they all seem to be somewhat shrouded in mystery, and a lot of the time people don't know what they are. I was one of these. Let me take you back 10 months into when I was in a meeting at work, and someone mentioned how they'd lost 2 stone in, I think it was 6 months, by doing Slimming World. I said, oh, brilliant. You know, because 2 stone is brilliant for anyone to lose. And I asked, so how'd you do that? And they said, Slimming World. I said, all right. They said, it's amazing. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and as much as you want, and you just lose weight. It's brilliant. I said, no, get out of here. You know, you must be exercising as well. They said, nope, you don't do any exercise. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, and as much as you want, and you just lose weight. I thought, they've got him here. They've got him. You know, some companies brainwashed him into believing this stuff. And so, in January 2016, I set out to prove that Slimming World is a con. I set out to prove that Slimming World, like any other kind of miracle weight loss program, would get you to cut down on your portion sizes, increase the healthy kind of section, the vegetables, the salads, start doing more exercise, and then pay them on a weekly basis. And then when you do lose weight, you attribute all of that to the companies such as Slimming World or Weight Watchers or Herbalife or whoever these people are, when really you would have lost weight anyway just through doing that other stuff. So in January I set out to prove them wrong, and I did eat as much as I could. Not as much as I wanted. I ate way more than I actually wanted, just in an effort to prove that it couldn't work. And I ate burgers and chips and chilies and lasagnas and all sorts of things like that. And after a full week of absolutely stuffing my face, I lost 8 pounds. Now, I thought, still, I thought this is a con, because they have electronic weighing scales that you have to put a card in, your own specific card when you're a member, and then the scales work. The scales won't work otherwise. Now that told me that, well, if it's not a con, why are we not just using normal scales? Normal calibrated scales. Why are we using these dodgy ones? And I couldn't figure out how it could work. But I stuck with it. I did a 12-week program with them, and after the 12 weeks, the 3 months, I was 3 stone down. Now that wasn't just 3 stone on their scales, because I went from looking like this to looking like this. So there was a clear difference, you know, a large, really visible difference, and I felt better in myself. I felt brilliant. Now, you've probably heard things when people have been talking about Slimming World, where people talk about sins and healthy extras and flexible sins, and there's lots of terminology that almost keeps it, I suppose, shrouded in that mystery. It's almost like someone speaking Latin. You can't understand, you have no points of reference. So allow me to kind of spend a little bit of time explaining how it works, how I believe it works anyway, because I've not been told by anyone. The way I understand it, Slimming World limits your sugar and fat intake. So you can eat as much as you want, whenever you want, and basically whatever you want. So you can have burgers, and you can have 15 burgers if you want to, but not the Burger King burgers. It's a burger you make yourself. For example, if I was to get ultra lean mince that has no fat in it, and I was to season that and shape it into a patty, fry it, and then eat it, then that's fine. I can have lots and lots of them. Why did I just get flashed by a camera when I'm doing 50? That better not have flashed me. It definitely did flash. Anyway, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but anyway, So I can have as many of those as I want. However, I can't have as many Burger King burgers as I want because they're about 80% fat, which is not limiting your fat, and they have lots of sugar in and lots of other things. And so if I'm making a chili or a bolognese or a lasagna or burgers or chips, things like that at home, and limiting the fat that I put in them, then I can have as much as I want. And so that's why it works, because you don't really ever feel hungry, because you can just keep eating and eating and eating. It's brilliant for that reason. Now, if you're wondering what sins are, because you've heard of these in the past, a sin, as I understand it, is something that has a very, very poor nutritional value, such as a pork scratching. Now, a pork scratching, that doesn't fit into a normal healthy lifestyle. It has no good nutritional value. There are good fats and bad fats in the world, but the fat that's in a pork scratching is bad. And then the only thing that they add to it is more fat and lots of salt. And so that's not good. Now, the way that Slimming World differs to other kind of diet plans and whatnot is they don't say that you can't have it. They say you can have it, but it's assigned a sin value. So forget the word sin, it's just assigned a value. And you have a certain number that you can have a day. So if you were to join Slimming World, you there behind this screen, and Slimming World said to you that based on your height and your weight, because every single person's sin allowance is specific to them, you are allowed, 20 sins a day. And you have a look at a packet of pork scratchings and that says there is 10 sins in that packet of pork scratchings, then you can only have 2 of those packs per day and no other treats. You can have other treats that are sin-free, such as, you can gorge yourself on anything that isn't just sugar and fat. But those things you have to limit. And like I say, it's based on height and weight. So I'm 6'5", and when I joined Slimming World, I was like 20 stone. So the sins that I could have were huge, a huge amount a day, compared with someone who's maybe 5'6", and 10 stone. Their sin allowance will be very different to mine. And so that's basically how those sins work. It sounds complicated. It's actually incredibly easy to understand when you do it. Then you have other things called healthy extras. Now, these healthy extras, as I understand it, are foods with poor nutritional value, but foods that are required, foods that we need. So we know that dairy products aren't that good for us. Inherently, they are actually quite bad for us. However, we need a lot of the nutrients that are in them, and so we're allowed a certain amount of them per day. That's the only time that Slimming World can become a little bit fiddly. If you're having milk, for example, then you need to remember that you can only have, say, half a litre of milk a day. That is only with healthy extras really is when it becomes a bit fiddly, but it's very easy to understand once you're in it. Things that are limited are in your healthy extras tend to be dairy products, and also your breads. Now, these are breads that have sugars and fats in them, and so you are allowed those every day, and it's suggested that you have those every day. And it's also suggested that you eat a lot every day. You'll find, if you do start doing Slimming World, that you will lose more the more you eat. And I know that this probably all sounds like I work for Slimming World and I'm promoting this. I guess I am promoting their service, but not because I'm paid to or anything like that. I assure you, nothing has ever exchanged hands between myself and Slimming World. I set out to prove that they were con artists. So, I don't really have any affiliation with them, besides the fact that they gave me a personalised book once. But a few people were given those books, and it was awfully nice of them to do so. And that's basically how it works. So you have to join, and it does cost like £4 or something a week, something like that. I tend to buy it in 3-month stages, so then I can just turn up and not have to worry about paying. And when you do turn up, you get weighed. You can then stay to group if you choose to, which is like a big self-help support group. I'm not that good with that kind of stuff, so I've never stayed to a group. If you want me to stay to a group and report back on it, then just let me know. But so far, even with my 30,000 Facebook followers, I still haven't been convinced to stay to a group yet. But a lot of people do, and a lot of people find that incredibly beneficial. People will swap recipes, and they will swap tips and advice and give each other all sorts of help on losing weight and on staying on track. You get weighed while you're there, and that's the key. Now, you can just weigh yourselves at home if you choose to. You can try doing a Slimming World type plan and try weighing yourself at home, but you have no one to answer to. If you know what I mean. It's very difficult because when you get on those scales at Slimming World, no one else sees your weight. So, it's not like anyone's going to laugh at you because you've gained. I gained 7 pounds in 1 week once. So, but no one knew, apart from when I told everyone on Facebook. But no one knows. No one's going to laugh at you. But, you feel a responsibility. You feel as though you have some kind of discipline in your life when you're turning up there week on week, paying that money and getting on those scales. You get to take ownership over your weight and your diet. Now, I hope that this kind of helps explain what Slimming World is and the way that it differs to other things like Weight Watchers, where you have to seriously limit the amount of food that you actually eat, because Slimming World allows me to remain fat. And what I mean by that, what do you mean by that, Tom? You've lost a lot of weight. Well, what I mean by that is that in here I'm still fat. I can't stop halfway through eating a plate of food because I think I'm satisfied. I'm not satisfied until that plate is empty. That's the way I am. If I see something open, I need to eat it all now. That's the way that I am. If I want to have spaghetti bolognese, for example, I don't want a small portion of, organic, fair trade, 0 calorie, meat-free bolognese so that I can live a healthy yoga lifestyle. That isn't me. I like it to be meaty and saucy, and I want loads of it. Usually, I fill my bowl to the point where it's overflowing and go back for seconds. Slimming World allows me to do that. It allows me to be as fat in here as I want to be while losing weight. And over the past couple of months, I've actually tweaked the Slimming World diet somewhat, and now I have my own variation of the Slimming World diet. Still working off their principles, so I still go and weigh in every week, I still pay them. But I've tweaked it somewhat because my goals have changed now. I'm no longer just about losing weight. I want to be able to gain some muscle, to be able to fill out a bit, as well as continue to lose some weight. And it's working. I call that the excess in moderation diet. And that's something I'll talk about in another vlog. But I hope that this makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't make sense, please drop me an email, the sinbin at outlook.com, or post a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I hope you're all having a lovely day. I hope this makes some kind of sense to you, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.